Hey everyone, and welcome to the Game Code. I'm Stephanie Pelley, and as you can see, we are coming at you from Hal-Con in Halifax, Nova Scotia, at the World Trade and Convention Centre. I am obviously in costume. I have a bit of a secret though. This is actually Jango Fett's blaster. It is not Leia's blaster. I am not in a very good place where I can get away with that today. Let's see if anyone calls me out on it. We have a fully packed show for you today, but first, let's get a lay of the land here at the event. Obviously, the costume contest is a massive part of Hal-Con every year, and we're talking to Marsha, who's actually the coordinator of the event. Tell us a little bit about the contest. How long has costuming been a part of Hal-Con?
Costuming has always been a part of Hal-Con. I've been running the contest since the first year, which is a whole 3 years ago. Very exciting. And it's amazing. It's a huge deal. We actually managed to finish on time this year. So our coordinator is very excited about that, and it's so much fun.
I am terrified right now. It's your first time at Hal-Con?
No. Actually, I'm a veteran from the original Hal-Con back in the 80s. But I've been all three of the ones here. So yeah.
And you are obviously dressed as
Old Ben, as you probably know him, or Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yes, you're very strong in the Force. The whole family is.
This is your first time at Hal-Con?
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Are you planning to enter the costume contest?
We didn't buy tickets.
Is this your first time at Hal-Con?
It is.
It's my first time, yeah. Why did you guys decide to come this year?
A lot of my friends were coming, so I just had to come.
I wanted to dress up.
And did you make your costumes yourselves?
I made mine. I used a brown bathing suit, and then I went to the Dollarama and got leaves, and I glued all the leaves to the suit. So.
I put most of mine together as well, yeah.
And you are dressed as?
Ghost, from Ghost Recon or something like that.
Right on. And I guess this is just all your own gear? You didn't buy it? This is like legit?
No. I bought this. Actually, the only stuff that's got issued to me, that was given to me by the military, were my gloves, my glasses, my boots.
How active is the cosplay scene in Halifax?
Very. I actually head a group called Anime at Large, and we have photo shoot events at the end of every month all year long, including winter. We have some very awesome shots of like Sailor V in the snow. She was cold, but she's okay.
Why'd you decide to come out this year?
Well, I volunteered as well. I'm a huge nerd, so I like to come to I wanted to come to it for years now, but work permitted me, so.
And you decided to dress as?
Gambit from X-Men.
Why do you like Gambit?
I think just because he's like the underdog of the X-Men. It's like no one really trusts him in the show, and even in the comics, he's just a badass.
And it looks like some DIY stuff here. Did you make some of this yourself?
Yeah, I made this pretty much all out of like a latex material. I got like a bodysuit from a couple places and some tights, and had at it.
Your first time at Hal-Con?
Yes.
Dressed up it is. You came last year.
This is your first time dressed up?
Yes, it is.
And what are you supposed to be?
Robin.
Yeah.
You came as Robin?
Yes.
Well, I hope you have fun. Your costume is amazing.
What do you say?
Thank you.
So you've obviously decided to dress up?
Yes, I am. I'm Fat Apollo, local celebrity.
Indeed. Is this a plan for the costume contest, or is this just your regular everyday attire?
It's my regular everyday attire. I'm not allowed to enter the costume contest.
That would be a bit of a conflict.
It would be.
Can you tell us a little bit about the different categories?
There's a skill level competition for craftsmanship, which is novice, intermediate, masters. And then there is a presentation category for people who purchase their costumes, because the skill in wearing a costume well is still a skill.
So this is your first time at Hal-Con?
No, this is my third time.
Why do you keep coming back?
I don't know. 'cause I like it because it's a local convention, and Hal-Con was my first convention that I've ever been to, so I really enjoy it.
And you are dressed as?
Chitara from Thundercats.
Amazing, amazing. And did you put all this together yourself, or are there certain parts that you bought?
I bought the main costume, but the tights didn't fit, so I bought those, and then I went out and bought this and spray painted it.
Hi there. We come from opposing worlds.
But we click, you know.
And you're obviously a Klingon. Anyone in particular?
No, I go by my own. I'm an independent Klingon, the Canadian Klingon, and my name is Major Payne.
And did you make this costume yourself?
Well, majority of it is made, and except for the headpiece.
All right, guys, this is your first time at Hal-Con.
Yes, yeah.
Why'd you decide to come out this year?
We went last year I took her to Animaritime in New Brunswick, and she loved it, so we all decided we were all going to come.
And what are you dressed as today?
I am Alice from Alice Madness Returns, the video game.
And I am the female maid version of a character from a webcomic called Homestuck.
So this is a pretty elaborate makeup. What amount of time might go into doing something like this?
Takes like half an hour to put on.
Is this your first time at the conference?
No, this is my third time.
Third time.
Yeah.
And why do you like coming to Hal-Con?
I don't know, it's different. I've been to other cons before, but it's different here. There's more of a sense of family. Even before the con happens, they go to events and things all year long. So living in the area, it's just something that's really nice to go to.
And this costume is incredible. Obviously, you've made some of this yourself.
This is wood, basically pine, with brass hinges. My concept is I'm a steampunk drunken weapons dealer. So of course I got the 64-ounce flask. And within the suitcase, I have all the various weapons that you would sell.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So what kind of prizes can the winners expect this year?
Usually it's certificates. The awards for the having the ability to put it on your wall and say, I did that and I'm that cool, is worth more than anything else we could possibly give them.
Amazing steampunk costume, the most adorable little Robin. I would dare to say that at least 50% of the people at Hal-Con have come in costume. One person that wasn't, though, was Martin Hitchings. He was leading a seminar on how to operate a World of Warcraft guild. We got a chance to talk to him about Warcraft. We're here with Martin Hitchings, and he has run a seminar today on how to operate a World of Warcraft guild. First of all, Martin, is this your first time at Hal-Con?
It is, yeah. I'm originally from the UK and actually arrived in the country on the 5th of September. But I had heard of Hal-Con before through the Geeks vs. Nerd podcast. So I knew all about it before I came.
So what do you think of the event so far?
I think it's fantastic. I mean, number one, the effort that people go to with all of their costumes, yourself, prime example, you know, it's fantastic, you know. And the fact that it's a place for people with varied interests in this realm can come together and just enjoy themselves. So it's brilliant. It's been great.
So you have your guilds or your clans, or depending on the game you play, your legions. It seems like gamers want to, when they play, they want to be a part of a group. They want to be a part of a community. Why do you think that is?
I think that when you do stuff with your friends, it's that much more fun. I mean, I'm 37 years old, so when I was sort of, 10 and 11, I was out with my friends playing games in the park or riding on bikes together. It was a social thing. The fact that a lot of social stuff now you find online with computer games, whether it be Xbox Live, multiplayer, or, as I say, World of Warcraft and things like that, it's a group experience. You don't have to be back by 10 o'clock because you're already home. Do you know what I mean? It's so you can hang out with your friends, you can have fun, you can do things. It's no different to going down the pub with a few friends at the end of the day. It's just that the pub is virtual.
So your panel's called How to Operate a World of Warcraft Guild. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the tips and advice that you're offering up?
Well, as I said, you went to the seminar, as I said, a lot of the information isn't hard and fast. The thing that I try and put forward is how it's important to create a good atmosphere in the guild, and how when you're building a guild, especially from scratch, it's important not to get disheartened, because things take time, and you have to be patient, and you have to be willing to keep at it, because the graveyard of World of Warcraft is littered with level 2 guilds where people have given up. So, it's just trying to give people the idea that it's not always going to be that way. It will get better, and you just got to stick with it and, have a firm plan of what you want to do and have your roadmap to get there.
So what would you say would be the hardest part about starting a guild in Warcraft?
Probably the recruiting. Unless you have a nice group of friends to start off with, who you're going to create the guild with, it just makes it slower, But again, even if you're playing by yourself, and I may even do this as an experiment, you can still level your guild, even if it's just you playing. But obviously, the more people you have, the quicker it levels. The quicker it levels, the higher it level it gets. The higher it gets, the more people want to join. So it's just the early days, As I say, patience, patience, patience.
Playing WoW is pretty time consuming. I would imagine leading a guild, you got to have a fairly regular presence. How would you recommend a guild leader have like a good life gaming balance between, their personal life and playing WoW and leading a guild?
Yeah, it is a tough thing. From my point of view, I was unemployed, so I had a lot more time on my hands initially, so I was able to spend more time in the game. But most people will already have their gaming habits. And, okay, I would say as a minimum, you want to be on once a day, even if it's only for an hour, just to check in, make sure everything's okay. But having the right power structure, having the right people around you, and delegating tasks means that you can still play the game and operate the guild and still keep your work life, health, sleep balance. Some people find, the game an obsession. I did for a while myself, I recently got married, so I play a lot less, but it's still there and it's still something I can do, Just make sure that you don't set people's expectations. If you say, I'm going to be on all this time, I'm going to be on all day, that day, and that day, and that, don't. Let them understand when you're on. If you're somebody who works, and single, you most likely be on in the evenings and weekends, If you work and you're married, you might be on most evenings, especially if your wife plays, but you might not be. You might only get a couple of nights a week. But at the end of the day, if you've got the right people as officers to help you run the guild, you'll be fine.
So my guild is the Shadow Wolves of Smolderthorn, and I actually asked my guild leader, Percival, if he had any questions for you. I told him we'd be coming today and speaking with you.
Right.
And he wanted to know, what are some things that you can do, like when your guild isn't like raiding or leveling? What are some things that a guild can do in their off time to have fun and kind of foster those friendships?
Well, again, setting up little events. What I like to do is have little things going, like the weekly lottery, the weekly raffle, but also using the website to have like the little competitions. There are a lot of things you can do in WoW. You can have fishing competitions, You can have, one of the things we did was like a scavenger hunt, where we give people clues to go and find something, or find somebody who was hiding there, And just little things, just be imaginative, engage people. If nothing else, you can always be doing your 5-mans and, helping level the lower levels with quests and stuff like that. But it's just a matter of engagement. When people talk in the guild, even if you're not raiding and you're not actually getting content, if people are enjoying themselves, it doesn't really matter, so engagement and chatting and just be creative.
Is there a way that running a guild has maybe helped you in your real life?
It kind of did, because funnily enough, after losing my job, it's not a nice feeling when you get made redundant, but it gave me something to think about, it gave me something to concentrate on, it gave me something to aim for in terms of wanting to build that guild up and wanting to make it a nice place. And as I say, I had a lot of time on my hands, so it made me do the website and the weekly blog and the things like that. So yeah, it kept me out of trouble, basically.
What's your favorite expansion?
Wrath of the Lich King, by far. Definitely.
Well, thanks so much and enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you.
A couple of years ago, a group of friends got together and said, hey, we want to see some sci-fi stars, we want to see some fantasy stars, we want to bring some authors to Halifax.